So here is the new version of the Squarespace 7.1 product pagination plugin. So an annoying thing in Squarespace 7.1 is that for products, we do not have pagination. So we no longer have these next and previous buttons here, which we used to have on Squarespace 7.0. So I decided to make a little plugin for this, copy paste like this. And with that, you get the pagination back. So the idea for this plugin originally came from a client that was selling photographs, and when Squarespace decided to remove this feature, their sales dropped significantly. So they actually had to go back to use Squarespace 7.0, the older version with much more limited set of features, only to get this design and get their sales back up. So I decided to create this little plugin. It's, really simple to use. You just copy paste a thing or two, and then we have these few settings so you can enable the top pagination, which is this one. So if we set this to false, and hit save, then you know what happens. We no longer have the pagination here. I kind of like it, so I'm gonna keep it. The same thing applies for this bottom pagination here. So we can set it from true to false, and then boom, it will disappear. I like that one as well, so I'm gonna keep it. Another little tweak we can do is we can choose whether we want these to say previous and next, or if we want these to say the product name. And this is setting for these two separately. So the way it used to work was that for the top one, this was false, so it was next and previous. And for the bottom, this was true, meaning that for the bottom one, it would actually say the names of the products. Spring Bowl leads us to Spring Bowl, etc. So this is now an updated version of my plugin. It's much more simple, faster, cleaner, more reliable. And one technical tweak, which developers and people who use a lot of plugins may be interested in, is that we no longer need jQuery for this to work. So a lot of websites, Squarespace websites, have this jQuery library often added to the code injection, and a lot of Squarespace plugins rely on this jQuery JavaScript library. Now the problem is that different plugins may need a different version, and if you use SquareKicker often causes quite a bit of problems and hassle and conflicts with a lot of these Squarespace plugins which rely on the jQuery, because SquareKicker actually loads it in a kind of a unique way, and the order doesn't really work that well. So I decided to make my system not require jQuery, so this works perfectly without it. So it's also faster and cleaner if you don't have other plugins. I think the Squarespace 7.1 pagination, previous and next product links is an absolute must-have, and it's just so painful navigating these products without it. So if I remove this plugin, it feels so weird and so clunky having to go back to the store page to look at a product like this Spring Bowl. And then when I want to look at another product, I have to go back, wait for the page to load, scroll all the way back, and then take a look at this Harvest Moon Club. I think this is insanity, what Squarespace has done, but luckily I have a fix for this insanity, and I hope you will try it out. All right, peace out.